And this morning we'll start lying down. So make a comfortable position. Knees bent, soles of the feet to the mat. And you can put your hands and your arms wherever feels more comfortable. So your hands can either be resting on the belly if you're feeling like you need a bit more grounding this morning, or they can be by your sides, palms facing up. So just find what feels good for you this morning in your body. And just bring your eyes to a gentle close as you find a comfortable position here on the mat. Take a few conscious breaths. Just to arrive in the space on this Thursday morning. And notice the parts of your body that are in contact with the mat. So the soles of the feet, the lower back, the upper back, the shoulders, the back of the skull. And feel how they are supported and cradled by the mat and the ground beneath you. So no effort here. Relax the jaw, the muscles around the eyes. Just allow everything to soften for a moment. And perhaps take an opportunity to do a little check-in with yourselves. How are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling emotionally? What kind of week has it been for you? And then just let all of that go. Lovely. And then when you're ready to, we'll gently flutter the eyes open. And if your arms and hands aren't there yet, bring the arms by your sides with the palms facing up. And what we'll do, we'll really press into the arms and press into all four corners of the feet and start lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. So we're coming into a bridge pose here. Breathing deeply. Pressing into the parts of the body that are still in contact with the mat. Into the feet, into the arms, hip points. Try and shine those up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And then we'll release everything down towards the mat. Releasing the spine and bringing the buttocks down to the mat. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest and give the knees a big hug. Beautiful. Then we'll bring the left sole of the feet back down to the mat, knee bent. Bring the hands to the back of the right thigh and gently lengthen the right leg up towards the ceiling. You can keep a micro bend in the knee if that feels comfortable, or lengthen the leg. And then we'll start circling the right foot. So the idea here is that we really want to loosen up the ankle joint and then reverse the direction of the circles. Beautiful. And then we'll come to stillness and we'll flex the right foot and then we'll point. Flex, point, flex, point. A couple more like this. We're waking up the ankle joint and the leg. Lovely. One more like this. And then we'll bring the right knee down into the chest. Lengthen the left leg long on the mat. And then with our left hand, we'll carry our right knee over towards the left. So we're coming into a supine twist. And the right arm can be lengthened out into a T shape. Just make sure that your right shoulder is still grounding into the mat. Gaze can either be up towards the ceiling or over towards your right hand. And take a couple of deep breaths here in your supine twist. Lovely. Beautiful. And then let's come back to center. Again, we'll bring both knees back into the chest for a moment, giving the shins a nice hug. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we'll bring the right sole, hands behind the left thigh, and then we'll lengthen the left leg up to the ceiling. Lovely. Starting to circle the left ankle. You might hear a few cracks, but that's completely normal. So carry on like this with the circle, and then we'll take circles in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then we'll come to stillness and flex the foot. Point, flex, point, flex, point. Feel how this flexing and pointing really allows your hamstrings to start warming up. Couple more like this. Lovely. And then we'll bring the left knee back. Right leg. With our right hand, we'll bring the left knee over to the shape. And allow that left shoulder to release into the mat. Gaze either up to the ceiling or over towards the left hand. Whatever is more comfortable in your neck this morning. Taking deep breaths into the twist. Lovely. And then we'll gently de-rotate, coming back to center, hugging both knees into the chest. We'll bring the hands to the backs of the thighs and we'll roll up and down on our mat a few times, picking up momentum here, warming up the spine. And then eventually we'll come to seated, but transition very quickly into all fours. So wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, spreading the fingers wide, and we'll take a few cat-cows here. So dropping the belly on an inhale, shining the chest forward, arching the spine. Exhale, we'll reverse that movement by dropping the head, chin to chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. You can close the eyes if that feels good. Really feeling into the movement, carrying on in your own pace, taking a few more cat-cows here. waking up the spine. Lovely. And then we'll take one last round and we'll meet again in a neutral tabletop. We'll tuck the toes, tuck 10 toes under, and then we'll sit our sit bones back onto our heels. So the idea here is that we really want to stretch the balls of the feet. Take a breath here. Inhale, exhale. And then on our next inhale, we'll come forward, back through tabletop, but then come over the wrists. Exhale, back to our extended child's pose. Inhale, come forwards, over the wrists. And then back to extended child's pose. Take a couple more like this. The idea is that we really want to start waking up the wrists and stretching the feet. Lovely. One more. And then we'll meet in neutral tabletop. Perhaps sit on your heels for a moment and we'll rotate the wrists. Very gently. Working into the wrist joints. Beautiful. Perhaps give them a bit of a shake. Beautiful. And then we'll make our way to a downward facing dog. So we'll come back to tabletop, hands further forwards compared to the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, tucking the toes. Inhale, exhale, we'll peel the knees up off the mat. Downward facing dog. And you can keep your knees as bent as they need to be here. You know, the idea is that we want to bring the chest towards the thighs. Long spine. Perhaps walking the dog if that feels good. And then when you're ready to, we'll walk the feet to meet the hands at the front of the mat, coming into a gentle forward fold. Again, here the knees can be as bent as they need to be, bringing the chest to the thighs. And then we'll gently inhale, bring the hands to shins, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then we'll peel our spine all the way up to standing. Gently, and then we'll inhale the fingertips up towards the ceiling, reaching for the sky. And then on an exhale, we'll bend the knees and swan dive all the way back down to forward fold. Lovely. Pick up the right foot and send it back behind you, dropping the right knee, finding your balance here in your lunge. Then we'll gently come up and we'll interlace our hands behind our backs. And gently on an inhale, we'll start extending the arms, bringing the fist down towards the mat and really opening and stretching the front of the body and the chest. Breathing here, arching the spine if this is accessible to you. Lovely, and then we'll gently release that interlace. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, we'll frame the front foot with our hands. Press into the right hand and then open up towards the left, bringing the left fingertips up towards the sky. Side twist. Breathing here in your twist. Lovely, and then we'll bring the left hand back down to the mat, framing the front foot. Pick up the back knee and step to plank. Taking a few breaths here in plank. Long line of energy. Lovely, and then we'll pick up the left knee and we'll place the left knee in the middle of the mat. We'll pivot the lower left leg so that we're bringing it parallel to the short edge of the mat. Lengthen the right leg and bring the edge of the right foot parallel with the short edge of the mat. So you're in a gate pose here. And then we'll inhale, bring the right fingertips up towards the sky. Beautiful. Take a breath here. And then you can stay here if this works for you. If you want a bit of an extra challenge, we'll crunch. So the idea is that we'll inhale, on an exhale, we'll bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. And inhale, lengthen. And come back to our starting point. And gently derotate and come back to plank. Lovely. And then we'll drop the knees, untuck the toes, and we'll make our way down to the mat with control. Thighs, belly, chest, forehead. Beautiful. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders if they're not there already. We'll press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, peel the forehead and the chest off the mat. Low cobra. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, low cobra, peeling the forehead and the chest off the mat. Exhale, back down. One last time, we'll inhale, low cobra, waking up the back body here. Exhale, come back down to the mat. And then we'll tuck all 10 toes under and gently press back through tabletop and into an extended child's pose. Lovely. Just taking a few breaths here in this resting pose. Just allowing the practice to wash over you for a moment. Breathing into the back body, breathing into the sides of the body. Lovely, and then we'll make our way gently back through tabletop and we'll peel up into our downward facing dog. Again, keeping the knees as bent as they need to be. thighs to chest. And then when you're ready to, we'll walk the feet to meet the hands at the front of the mat. And just hang here in a forward fold just for a moment. And then we'll inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. And then on our next inhale, we'll unravel all the way up to standing. Inhaling, bringing the arms towards the ceiling. Gazing at the fingertips, reaching high, and then exhale, we'll bend the knees, fold all the way forward, back into your forward fold. Pick up the left foot now and send it back behind you, dropping the left knee, finding your balance here, and then we'll come up, and like we did on the other side, we'll take an interlace, but this time try and take the opposite interlace, so the one that feels less natural. And we'll sweep the arms down, lengthening the arms and opening up the chest. Breathing deeply here. Opening the front of the body. Lovely, and then we'll release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Low lunge. Relaxing the shoulders. And then we'll bring the hands down to the mat, framing the front foot. Press into your left hand and open up towards the right, bringing the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Reaching with the fingers. Lovely, and then we'll release the right hand back down to the mat. Pick up the back knee and step to plank. Beautiful. And then like we did on the other side, we'll pick up the right knee this time. Place the right knee in the middle of the mat. We'll pivot the lower right leg so it's parallel with the short edge of the mat. Left leg nice and long, pivoting the foot, again parallel to the short edge of the mat. Pressing into the right hand and sweeping the left up and over. Gate pose. And then you can stay here, or if you did so on the other side, we'll inhale deeply, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Let's come back to our gate and then way back into our plank. So derotating. Plank pose just for a breath. And then we'll release the knees, untuck the toes, and come down with control to the mat. Thighs, belly, chest, forehead. And this time we'll bring our hands wider than the mat. So the hands should be resting off the mat, and we'll place them in a teepee shape. And then as we did before, we'll come up into a variation of cobra. So we'll inhale, peeling the forehead and the chest off the mat. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, peeling off the mat, no cobra. Exhale, coming back down. One more time, inhale, forehead and chest off the mat. Waking up the back body, and exhale, come back down to the mat. We'll place the hands underneath the shoulders now, bringing them back into the mat. Tuck the toes and press back through tabletop and then into an extended child's pose. Lovely. And then we'll gently walk our hands back towards our knees. And we'll find a comfortable seated position. So this can either be cross-legged or sitting on your knees, whatever's most comfortable. Find a moment to readjust to being upright. And then we'll, resting the hands on our knees, inhale deeply and bring the shoulders up towards the ears. And then release everything out on the side. One more time, we'll inhale, shoulders up to the ears. And release, perhaps opening the mouth. One more time, inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Release and let everything go. Lovely. And then one up overhead, bringing the hands into prayer and lowering the prayer down to the forehead for kind thoughts. Down to heart center for kind action. Bow together to seal the practice. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.